car, and it is apparently the 2023 Mini Countryman. So what we're looking at right here is a test mule, apparently, or test car for the upcoming 2023 Mini Cooper Countryman. Now, I don't know a lot of details about this vehicle. The pictures look a little off to me initially. I was thinking, like, is it really a Mini Countryman? Is it not a Mini Countryman? But the only thing that gave it away as being a Mini was this side profile photos of the car, which instantly recognizable to me that that is a Mini Cooper. That there's no way to doubt that that is a Mini Cooper that we are looking at right there in those pictures. So this is a test car out there driving around for the Mini Countryman. So we've been seeing test cars for the Mini Cooper hardtop, and now we're seeing them for the Mini Countryman. And from the looks of it, it's gotten a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, and the styling has changed somewhat. But overall, it's definitely recognizable as a Mini shape. Now, it's nice to see that the mirrors are still attached to the doors, very typical of the Mini brand. That's something we did not see on the test car. It has the roof rails and belt line that are quintessential of the Mini styling. The wheels look like a Mini set, like wheels that would be on a Mini. So the fact that we're seeing it wrapped up like this indicates to me that this is a pre-production or what the car was probably going to end up looking like. Now, if you look at this photo right here that I'm showing you all, you can see that there are panels that are covering up certain spots of the car to kind of hide things, kind of make it look a little less like it's a Mini. And it honestly looked like a Nissan Rogue to a degree from the look of that front grille, but this all looks like it's just done to hide what the actual final shape of the car is. But it's definitely a Mini. Now, what I did notice here, it's kind of interesting, which might explain for why they're able to do the shorter overhangs. If you look carefully, you'll notice that the clamshell hood is gone. This one, by the looks of it, has a regular hood on the car, or bonnet, I should say. So the cut lines along the fenders indicate that this is we probably have gone away from the clamshell completely, gone to a regular conventional opening hood on the car, which kind of harkens back to the original Minis, to be honest. I mean, it's not typical of what we know from the current Mini generation, but it is something that's typical of the original Minis, which didn't have the fenders opening with the hood. But this is pretty cool to see this. Now, I'm not sure. The shape of the headlights look a little strange. It doesn't look like it looks like they went away from a complete circle, oval kind of appearance. And it looks like that they've gone to something a little bit different. Tail light wise, when I looked at the back of the vehicle, I can't tell what's going on with the tail lights there. And for all I know, most of that on the back is just cladding to hide things. I know that there's some trim right here around the rear rear windows that look like they might be hiding something or could be concealing something. You never know. I can't really see inside the vehicle, but I mean, this is definitely a Mini from the looks of things. There's no way that this could be any other vehicle out there. The spoiler, the roof line, the roof rails, even the shape of the car, where the mirrors are located, the wheels look like they came off of the Countryman. Everything speaks Mini, and it also speaks to a slightly larger vehicle now for the upcoming Countryman. Now, we knew the Countryman was going to get slightly larger because it's going to use the new FAAR architecture from BMW that is underpinning a lot of their larger rear-wheel drive vehicles and front-wheel drive vehicles. So we knew the UKL2 was going to be done away with at some point. The UKL1 is currently still underpinning the hardtop. We don't know what platform they're going to be using for that car, but we know that the Countryman is going to be riding on the same platform that the X1 and X2 currently ride on. And the next generation ones will ride on the FAR architecture as well. So what we're seeing here is not unexpected. Now, I'm looking at the back end of the car, and I'm not sure what to make of it. I almost think they've done a lot of stuff to kind of conceal some of the details on it. You can see outlines of what looks like it could be the all-road package. There's some detailing that kind of looks very similar to that. But for all intents and purposes, this is basically the upcoming Mini Countryman. I'm rather surprised to see a spy photos of a car out testing right now. But I mean, all the hallmarks are there for a Mini, and I think we can even see through the back window here. There might be a way to see through the back window. Let's see here. Looks like different headrests in there. Different interior, slightly different interior. But yeah, there's a little bit of detail we're able to see through the car. So until we see some true like spy shot, we won't know for sure. But it looks a little bit more conventional on the inside, to be honest. It looks a lot different. it's definitely a bigger looking vehicle. It almost looks a little bit like an X1 with a Countryman body on it, but this is definitely a bigger Countryman body. But it has the hallmarks of a Mini, obviously. So this is just really strange. So motor1.com has had this. There's another website, Autoblog, and there's a few other sites that I was checking out that popped up that had this vehicle on it, and they don't know too much about the car specifically. So I mean, we're right now just guessing here. I have no clue what's really going on with this, but there is something going on, and it is just really kind of cool. So let me try to see if I can get some more information on this, because this just popped up out of the blue. So Autoblog, motor1.com, Auto Evolution. Okay, here's one from Auto Evolution. It says Mini is working on next generation Countryman, and we already have the first spy photos of its prototype. And what do we know about it? Yes, it's going to ride on the new FAR architecture. It's going to be basically based on the next generation X1 as well. Some reports claim that Mini will stop offering the PHEV variant of the Countryman with the next generation. The third generation of the British model will be offered in an all-electric version. So for all of you out there who wanted an all-electric Countryman, you're going to get your chance to have one. The existence of the PHEV in the portfolio along with the EV might not make any sense. So yeah, having an electric and a hybrid in the same model range might not necessarily make sense, although I kind of disagree with that. Another rumor announced the return of the Mini Paceman as an electric SUV coupe. So we may see, but hold on, let's see. The latter would only be offered in EV form, but it might retain its 5-door configuration and just go for a sloping roofline. So we may see a 4-door coupe version of the next generation Countryman that's going to be called the Paceman. So we're going to possibly see the Paceman making a return to Mini. So that would be interesting. So far, I'm rather impressed. I want to hear what my subscribers out there think of this, because this is kind of cool. And I know it's early enough for early that I dropped in on this to share this with y'all, but this is really, really neat information to have and to be sharing with y'all, because I did not expect any of this to happen. So what I do know is that the Countryman was going to be ending its production at VDL Nedcar in the Netherlands, and it was going to be moving to, I believe it was Munich is when they were planning to move where they were planning to move it. But I've also heard Leipzig, Germany is another location where they may build the car. So there's two possibilities. But at the moment, I think it was still being planned for Munich for the eventual third gen, which would basically be the third gen Countryman. But this is just really cool to finally see this. I have been waiting for spy photos and all sorts of stuff to come out for this car or for any other car that could possibly come out there. I've been waiting to find stuff on the next gen Minis. So seeing this is really cool, and it's actually kind of early, it seems. So usually the Countryman you start seeing the spy photos of the redesigned Countryman right after you see the somewhat production models of the upcoming hardtop. So to see the Countryman out at the same time indicates to me that they may be bringing them out simultaneously, maybe. So we might see both at the same time. As Des Miller's asking, what's with the front grille? We're going to pop into some comments over here. Des, I have no clue. I think it's mostly just to conceal what is actually going on there. I think that's all just camouflage on the front of the car. But this could indicate to me that this might be the electric one that's out testing right now, or it could be a hybrid, or not a hybrid, but it could be the gas-powered one. I don't know. I did notice that on this photo that the side door handles are recessed now instead of the ones that stick out from the body. But as far as the front grille, I think that was just done to throw us off, so no one would really know what it is. But I mean, come on, the roof line is obvious that that's a Mini. There's no other way you can't hide the Mini roof line, and you wouldn't be able to make another car look like a Mini by doing that. So the shape of the car definitely looks different. It looks a little bit more angular in some areas. The headlights look a little bit different. The grille, I think, is just to fake us out, but who knows? I mean, we could see the Mini emblem move to the front of the car for all we know. I'm not sure at that moment. Sam says, looking forward to it. Hopefully we don't have to wait for too long for it. That looks definitely very different. Agreed. New Paceman should be interesting according to JP. Yes, I agree. Sam also says grill doesn't look very cool at all. I think, like I said, I think the grill is intentionally hiding what the actual car is going to look like. I think they intentionally did this because if you looked at the top of the hood or bonnet, you could see that there's a panel that was screwed onto the top to conceal some body lines. So there's probably the power bulge that you usually find on the top of the Countryman's hood or bonnet anyway. So the fact that you're seeing that panel maybe to kind of disguise some of the shape of the car, kind of fool people, because it's a little hard when it's a Mini. It's so recognizable as being a Mini that's very hard to disguise one of these cars to be like something else. And Dashcam Adelaide says, I think the Vision Urbonaut should have been a Volkswagen. Agreed. Sam says, can you zoom on the grill? I am trying, honestly, to zoom on the grill right now. I've been trying to like zoom in my. I don't know if I can do it. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to zoom on this. Can I zoom in? Apparently I can't on Motor 1. I'm gonna see if I can find it on one of the other group or one of the other news sources, Autoblog. Let's see if I can zoom in on the photo on Autoblog and possibly do it that way. And of course, now we're getting so much traffic that everything is like malfunctioning right now. So like all the sites where I could possibly see pictures. Okay, here we go. All right. So I do have Autoblog popped up. Can I zoom in on? Yes, we can. Okay. So I'm going to switch over the link to Autoblog. We can look at the photo of that car. So here it is, the front of the vehicle. Get this stupid ad out of the way. I don't like it when, there we go. All right, let's see if I can get there. So here's the front of the car. Let's see if I can zoom in. All right, that's a fairly decent zoom right there. Don't know how that looks on the live stream, but tell me what you all think. So there's a zoom in on the front of the car. The headlights have a different shape, very much different shape. And I can't see much detail on them to know for sure what's going on there. But yeah, Charles Kilos is interesting. Dashcam Adelaide, I love Minis so much. And Dashcam Adelaide also replies, where I live, there was a Mini wrapped in the Union Jack. That's very funny. Where I live, there is also a Mini wrapped in the Union Jack. So I guess there's Minis wrapped in Union Jacks all over the place. So to see that is kind of interesting. And Dashcam Adelaide asked if we could subscribe to their channel. So yes, if one of my previous compilations there was an original Mini. So yes, I'll go over and subscribe to your channel. If anyone else is interested, check out their content as well. Charles Kilo, bonnet looks interesting. Des Miller, can we see the exhaust? Let's see if we can see the exhaust. I want to see if I can find a photo of the back end of this car. There's the photo of the back end of the car. So you can't see the tailpipes, but you can see that there is smoke there. So obviously there are tailpipes under this car. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I mean, come on. There's no way that cannot be a Mini based on its shape. That is a Mini. What's interesting is a lot of the handles look like they're concealed. So like this looks like it's going to have a concealed like trunk or boot handle as well. So that'll be interesting to see as well. Angela Pettycoff, do we know if it will be in manual and automatic transmissions? I know that the Countrymans are probably going to all be automatic transmissions from this point forward. I do believe the hardtop is still going to have a manual transmission option, or at least, manual transmission is standard, more than likely. So we'll probably still see the manual transmission for the hardtops, just not for the Countrymans. I'm not sure if the Clubman is going to be continuing into the future. And if it does, I don't know if it's going to have a manual either, but we'll have to see. Charles Kilo says, sadly, they seem to have done away with manual Countryman in the U.S. Charlie, they have done away with manual Countryman all over the place. I've actually done the checking. All-wheel drive manual Countrymans have ceased production, basically, and I think only Europe still has front-wheel drive manuals, which, if you're going to buy a Countryman, why are you buying a front-wheel drive one? I would always buy all-wheel drive, and for that matter, I'd probably go JCW if I was going to buy that, and it only comes with an automatic, so kind of don't have an option at that point. Dashcam Adelaide, please watch the song My Mini by Car Throttle, which is the parody of Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Okay, we'll take a look at that. I will definitely take a look at that. But yeah, this is just really, really, really cool. And I don't know what this is. Also, I'm the same person whose dentist had a predicament with a manual Mini. She has bought a 2016 Cooper D. There you go. Got a nice Cooper diesel as well. I wish they had the diesels over here in the U.S. That would be nice. Definitely. Des says single exit exhaust. I almost wonder if this is center exit exhaust based on where the smoke is. But if you look carefully, I mean, you can see the muffler. And if you look carefully down below the license plate, there is the slit that would be the rear fog light. So it's there. It's like tucked into the bumper. But I've also noticed it looks like that we may have, where did I go? We're going to back this up. It looks like they may have done away with the, I want to say it looks like they've done away with the plastic wheel arches, but it looks like there's a wheel arch there. So there's some wheel arch. There's also no protruding door handles anymore by the looks of it. It is definitely a different looking vehicle. And obviously they put this panel over the hood to hide some of the shape of the car. I mean, if you weren't paying attention to the roof line and the mirrors and everything, it would almost look like a Nissan Rogue. But I mean, this is definitely a Mini shape. I can't even see a line for the grille. I mean, they've done a great job of masking the entire front end of the car off because I can't tell anything from the front, but the shape is unmistakable. So no telling what they have going on here, but I'm kind of excited to see this. Sam said, yeah, I hope the grill is wrapped within another shape. Looks disformed. Agreed. Random thoughts and things with Florida Girl. Good evening. What in the Mini is this? This apparently is the test mule for the 2023. For anyone who's just joining in, this is apparently the test mule for the 2023 Mini Countryman. And given the fact that in this photo I'm showing you right now, if you look in the background, there is a BMW out back there that does not look like an X1 and it does not look like an X2. So I don't know what the heck that is, but there's a BMW in the background. So that's testing along with this car, which indicates to me that these are all Mini Countrymen and BMWs being tested right now. So I don't know where they were all driving, but I'm kind of curious what the heck is going on with that. Is that an X2, X1? Is there an upcoming BMW that I don't know about? BMW X1 2023. Let's find out. Okay. So what we're seeing in the background apparently is accidentally revealed to be a upcoming BMW X1. So I'm just looking at some pictures right now to verify. So yeah, that vehicle in the background looks like it's the new X1 being tested at the same time that the Countryman is being tested. So I don't know if they wanted us to see that back there, and it's possible that could be completely wrong. So, or it could be even a new X2. Maybe they finally made the X2 look more mainstream. It's a possibility. Let's see, 2023 BMW X2. Yeah, that could be the X2. Looking at another test car, that looks like it could be an X2. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean that could be the X2 right or back there being tested right now as well. Only time will tell. Could be the X1, could be the X2, could be a completely different vehicle entirely, or I could just be grasping at straws, and that is a current production BMW stuck back there. But at any rate, there's the Countryman right now that we are currently looking at for anyone who's now chiming in or popping in here. I'll answer some questions here in a minute. But Autoblog has had the photos out. Motor One has had the photos out. Let's see some more comments. Angela said, thanks for all the info. Back to work here in Wisconsin. Des Miller, looking like electric to me, so it probably is. Sam said it might be the X2 in the background. AG, hello, Zach. I've been binge watching your videos in the last week. Off topic, I just ordered a 2020 John Cooper Works 2-door hardtop 6-speed manual, white, moonwalk gray. Love your videos. Cheers. Thank you, AG, for binge watching the channel. Hope you found something you really enjoyed. And yeah, I mean, this is just incredible stuff. And Dashcam Adelaide has said you need to visit Adelaide because on the first Sunday of November here is an event at the National Motor Museum in the Adelaide Hills called Minis at the Mill. Where is Adelaide? I'm assuming it's not in the. I'm assuming it's not in the U.S. Given that you have, it looks like a Renault in the picture. I want to say, could be wrong. Could be a Citroen, or it could be a Peugeot. I don't know. And I know I said Peugeot wrong, so. AG says 2022, that is. Yes, 2022. There you go. So you got the new facelifted 2022 JCW. Those are pretty sharp looking cars. I wouldn't mind owning one myself. aside from the fact that they don't pop and crackle when you downshift, but I mean, I had a Cooper S. I had a 2008 Cooper S that didn't pop and crackle when you downshifted, and I didn't mind that in the slightest. I actually enjoyed driving it. But yeah. Dashcam Adelaide says, yes, we do drive a Renault. There we go. So that is a Renault that I'm looking at. And Des Miller just confirmed Adelaide's in Australia. Yes, I will have to make it a point at some point to try to visit Australia. I've never been, so that might be an interesting trip to do. But this is just kind of it is really crazy to look at this because you kind of want to look at it and think that it's not a Mini, but then you see some of the other elements in the picture that instantly say this is a Mini Cooper. So I'm not sure what's going on. Those headlights are definitely a different shape, like really different shape, and there's also a different hood line completely as well. I mean, I can't even figure out where the gas tank is on this, which means it might be an electric. Given the fact that there's no visible locations for a gas cap. Well, they've done a very good job of hiding the elements on this car. I mean, they've done a really good job. I'm trying to see if I can make out anything. I can see all the quintessential lines of the current Minis that we see in the styling cues we're seeing in the current Minis are popping up in this car. So to see some of these details, like they're unmistakable Mini, but at the same time, there's some stuff that's like really trying to throw us off, like the grill surround and all that crazy stuff. So I'm not sure what is going on there. Just crazy stuff. So what I got here? Oh, more comments keep popping up. Hold on. Here we go. Renault Coleos, I want to say. Sam said no more poppers. Dashcam Adelaide. Australians love their Minis so much that they make Suzuki Swifts look like them. That's funny that they have to make another car look like them. If you ever heard of the project that happened in the U.S., it was called Counterfeit Mini. And it was basically people they were just doing for the ads. They had like giant old 1970s, 1980s Detroit iron cars, basically, and they just put painted bonnet stripes on them just to kind of make them look like Minis, I should say. Do you think the new Countryman might be electrified? Yes. The new Countryman will have an electric model, much like the hardtop will have an electric model. So there is going to be an electric version of both of all those cars. Every single one is being designed to be a purely electric car, but have a internal combustion powertrain. So this is the first generations of Mini where they will be designed to be electric cars versus the other way around where they are retrofitted or reconfigured to be an electric car. So the current Mini Cooper SE that we have is reconfigured to be an electric car, but the new ones will be designed to be electric cars, which also will allow for increased range, potentially more space for batteries. The car will be designed to be an electric car, so they'll actually be able to increase the range and all that great stuff. So we may see 200, 250, 300 miles of range out of one of these cars. It's not impossible to think that that's going to happen. Sam said not a lot of poppers in the Clubman JCW 2021. Yep. Dashcam Adelaide, Minis are so cute. Des Miller, how about the front grille? How about the front grille is solid with grill holes? I mean, it could be, if this is an electric, that could be a nose cone that's being hidden up front. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of strange. Sam said electrified, I think so. Dashcam Adelaide, you have really good taste in cars. I would hope I have really good taste in cars, but people don't seem to like my BMW, Porsche, or Mercedes videos I've done, so I'm trying to do a lot more Mini if I can help it. Dashcam Adelaide, because I'm 6'4.5" tall, people think that I won't be able to fit in a Mini. I know someone who's 6'8" who can fit perfectly in a Mini, but he currently drives a Mustang GT350. So, and if he's watching, he knows who he is. But this is just craziness. I'm just like, I wish I could get more information about this. I didn't even know about this till someone from my local Mini club just sent me pictures of it. He's like, "Do you know about this?" I'm like, I did not hear anything about it. What I do see is they've gone with a more upright aesthetic for the car. So if I could get back to a front photo, it's more squared off and it's taller. It's more like SUV like would be the correct word. And the Countryman was supposed to be kind of all SUV anyway. So this has a very conventional mirror in there, very conventional windshield. I don't see a gauge pod or anything. I'm looking for stuff that's like hallmarks of a Mini. And I'm not really seeing anything like that on the interior from the outside photos. So they could be changing up some stuff, or they could be using stuff to disguise it. Because I mean, if we had the quintessential mini mirror in there, it would be blatantly obvious what this is. And I think the general idea is to make people believe it's not what it is. That sensor at the front leads me to believe it's going to have some sort of sensor system and some sort of something in there. Maybe even autonomous driving if it's going to be an electric car. So that's a possibility. I'm not sure what's going on with that, just like I'm not sure what's going on with the headlights. One looks like frosted over and the other one doesn't. So this is a test car. They're developing the car, but it is really strange what they're working on here. And I can definitely see a complete lack of the large, thick wheel arches that we are so used to on these cars, the plastic wheel arches, and the lack of a clamshell bonnet. That's completely gone by the looks of it. So this is just a regular hood. Or regular bonnet, I'm sorry. For all the Brit folks out there, I keep interchanging between the two. I just noticed that there's a line here that indicates this is the gas cap on, or the fuel filler doors on the passenger side or driver side, depending on what market you're in. So there is the fuel filler door there. Obviously, it is the Countryman because it has the full frame doors. Those are the mini mirrors. I mean, unless there's another company out there that is building a car that looks like the Mini, I think this is pretty certain that this is the Mini Countryman. So who else we got in here? Brand new J. Sam just popped in with there we go. Random thoughts, Florida girl. My hubby is 6'3" and he fits in my Mini Countryman. Dashcam Adelaide. I got a poster of Michael Caine saying you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off for my birthday. Yes, that's a quintessential mini movie, The Italian Job. If anyone's not seen it, have you been living under a rock? And if you have been living under a rock, get out from under that rock. Go watch that movie. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to watch. Random thoughts and things with Florida Girl are electric cars good for short rides only. No driving to Miami on one charge. It depends on the car. I know someone who managed to get 200 miles or managed to do a trip for 200 miles using an electric Mini. And he just went to one rapid charging station, recharged his car in 30 minutes, and he was ready to go. I mean, 30 minutes at a rapid charge, if you could get a range of 200 miles, 150, 200 miles out of a Mini, and you went to a rapid charging station for like 30 minutes, I mean, 30 minutes is almost the equivalent of like going to like a gift store, like a convenience store, getting gas in your car, and then go inside and getting some stuff inside the store. You're going to wait in line probably. By the time you walk out to your car, it's ready to go. So, I mean, if the range is increased to like 200 or 300 miles, going on long trips would not be out of the realm of possibility for an electric car, especially an electric Mini. So I don't think that there's an issue with taking an electric car on a long trip. Dashcam Adelaide, I think the new version of The Italian Job is complete rubbish. I agree with you. I think it's garbage. I think the only cool thing was it helped sell the Mini Cooper in the U.S. market, because I don't think if the Italian Job had not come out in the U.S. in that version with the R53s in it, I don't think in the R50s in it, I don't think it would have sold the brand I don't think it would have helped sell the. I think it wouldn't have helped sell the brand wouldn't have sold as well as it did had not been for that movie. That's what I meant to say. So. Bruce Henderson has, hey everyone, 530 range on my little gas engine. That's pretty good. Dashcam Adelaide, one of my mom's former workmates is restoring a classic Mini Clubman. Now, for those of you who don't know what the classic Mini Clubman is, it's not a extended version with the barn doors, unless you actually are referring to that. The classic would have been the Traveler. So the original Clubman would have had a squared off, would have been the hard top, or whatever you want to call it, with the squared off front end. So it would have had an updated front end on it. But the Clubman that we all know today is basically a wagon, as it were. Sam just popped in. I'm really enthusiastic. Thanks for the info. Hope to see her soon. Greetings from Belgium. Have a good night, everybody. Well, nice to chat with you. Hope everything's nice and enjoyable over in Belgium. I chat with some people on Instagram that have Minis over in Belgium. Pretty good following for the Mini brand over there. So nice to hear from someone from Belgium. Random thoughts. Yes, 530, 550 on full tank for me last 3 weeks. I drive too much, so I burn through 30,000 miles in a year. So with my job, I'm probably filling up my gas tank twice a week. and I'm doing about 2,500 miles a month. So I'm driving an awful lot for my job. Dashcam Adelaide, if you ever get to London, you need to go on tour of London through small car, big city mini tours. That sounds like fun. Might have to check that out. Would definitely have to check that out. But anywho, this is the Mini Countryman that this is probably this next gen Mini Countryman. And then Charlotte pops in. I wouldn't mind that paint job. I wouldn't mind that paint job either. It's a vinyl job, but either way, I think it would be kind of funny to have that on. Just have that on your car. I mean, even go through trouble of like concealing everything, like concealing the badges and all that stuff. Just like really mess with people. Like put a cover over the dash every time you get in and out of the car. Just people like don't know what it is. It'd be kind of fun just to mess with people. Dashcam Adelaide, one of my mom's workmates who lives down by the beach here in Adelaide, drives a British Racing Green F55 Cooper. That's pretty cool. Charlotte Powell, I'm averaging 25,000 miles a year. So someone who does know what it's like to drive a lot of miles in their Mini. Now, my Mini I bought it in March of last year. It had 45,000 miles on it. It has almost 91,000 miles on it now because of my job. And it's still going. I'm still running along just fine with it, changing the oil routinely. I have an oil change appointment tomorrow, actually, to do another oil change with that car. That's probably, I think, the 4th oil change I've done this year because of the amount of driving I do. But we'll see what happens. If anyone has any other questions, though, or comments about this is just really exciting to see a new Mini that's going to be coming out. So this is really cool. Now, on the other hand, there's a possibility that they could come back and say, oh, yeah, this is not a Mini at all. This is something else entirely. And then in which case this whole video is for naught. But I'm hoping that that's not the case. And this is actually just a very, very, very camouflaged next-gen Mini Countryman. But there's a lot of stuff going on here that I'm kind of curious to see what's happening here because I really want to see what they're doing. They concealed a lot of the typical elements and the shapes are definitely different. Those headlights are definitely different. That is a completely different shaped headlight. So I don't know what is going on there. I can't tell where the grill is. So there's obviously a grill under there somewhere and there's sensors all over the place. So they could have just taped a grill on to hide what's actually going on there. But there's what looks like a front camera on this picture as well. So there's that. So we know that there's a forward-facing camera, at least on the Countryman. So, but I'm probably going to wrap it up here unless anyone has any questions they want to ask or anything they want to bring up about the new Countryman. So this is really cool. This is just really cool to see this. I appreciate everybody popping in here to watch with me and check things out, see what's going on. And we got one more comment before I let go. I think the Mini range has everything you'll ever need in a car. I think the Clubman is the best value for money because it fills the gap between the F55 and the F60. I would agree with you. I would agree with you completely on that. I think the Clubman's a fantastic car. And I think it's also a car that's underappreciated in our market, especially in the U.S. market where people just seem to want to go SUV, SUV, SUV. Meanwhile, gas prices keep climbing. So maybe you should reconsider your SUV and go to something smaller because that smaller car will save you some money because I'm laughing at people who are filling up their SUVs right now and have to spend $100 to fill up a tank. I'm spending $40. Well, I'm spending $40. So there you go. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate everybody coming into this live stream tonight. We're going to keep it short and sweet, so I'm not going to drag you out for an hour long. But if you have anything you want to chime in the comment section later on the Countryman, if you have anything you want to add or you want to suggest, check or head over to Instagram and chat with me there. And I'll be happy to talk to you about anything that you might want to know about the Countryman or any other Mini for that matter. So there's got to be something out there, more information out there I'm going to try to find on this car. And when I do, I'll be sure to share it with you all. But I didn't have enough time to put a video together, so I had to get this live stream out for you guys. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming out to watch. And if you have any more questions, like I said, comment below. If you want to check out more content on the channel, there's playlists all over the place on my channel. There's gonna be something for everybody out there. I've been doing this channel for so long. There's gonna be something out there that everybody will want to watch and enjoy. So thanks to everybody who came in to watch. And before I let you go, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do what I used to do in my videos. I've been stopping because it kind of just makes the video a little too long. So hold on, I keep getting more stuff here. Andrew Marriott, the Genesis model. I was imagining that I lived in America and I converted a Red Bull That's cool. That's cool. All right. I really got to go, you guys. I appreciate you all being out here, but I'm going to remind you all before I let you go that, as always, life is too short to drive a boring car. So drive a Mini. Well, not this one. This is a toy, but drive a Mini. I'll see you all in a next live stream or a next video. I have a video coming out Friday. I think it's a Porsche video. Bear with me. There is a Mini video coming out on Monday. I'll see you all later.